And welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be running through my team selection ahead of match day 6 of Champions League Fantasy. As you can see on screen right now, we had a very good game week in match day 5. Despite us taking a -4, we brought in Kelly, Di Lorenzo and Julian Alvarez this week. Obviously, we had quite a few injuries. We had a lot of injury situations to deal with. So I decided the best outcome was probably just to take the -4, take the hit and get the team set up very nicely for the future game weeks coming up. And it worked out. We got a green arrow up from 8.5k up to 6.5k. So you can't complain with a 2k green arrow. Very juicy. We got the captaincy right as well on the second day with Kylian Mbappe absolutely smashing it out of the park. And I do feel the team is in a very good place going forward. Now, before we dive obviously into my transfers and my plans for this game week, I thought we would take a look at the data from FPL Shadden. If you want to go and check this out for yourself, of course, I will leave a link to his X and Patreon in the description of today's video. This, of course, is from match day 5, his graphics. He hasn't updated the match day 6 ones till the Tuesday morning when this video, of course, will already be out and I've already filmed it. However, it's still a really useful piece of data. So look at the seeds tides we probably want to be targeting in match day 6, match day 7, and of course, match day 8. Arsenal's clean sheet numbers over the next few weeks are absolutely fantastic and no real surprise given some of the fixtures that they have got. So definitely some Arsenal defenders could be pretty decent pickups. Same goes with Napoli as well. 6, 7, and 8 are also pretty decent for them. Liverpool in 7 and 8 could also be worth a potential kind of, short-term punt as well. If you're looking for some Juve defenders as well, Kelly, this is one of the reasons that I brought him in. Not the best projections in 5, and they didn't manage to keep a clean sheet. But 6, 7, and 8 also looking pretty steady for this upcoming game week. Obviously, if you are on the Limitless and wanted to focus on just the best defenses for this week, Juve, Arsenal, Bayern Munich as well with 0.47, Olympiacos with 0.53 as well. They're probably some of the top teams, of course, I would be looking to go for with my Limitless chip this game week for clean sheets. Obviously, we're running out of game weeks, so these segments are getting shorter and shorter every single week. Moving on to the projected goal side of things then. Obviously, we're seeing Manchester City with huge numbers in match day 7 and match day 8. However, a drop-off this game week, and it is making me question my decisions around Kylian Mbappe and, of course, around Erling Haaland. Which one do I go for? I've got Haaland at the moment, but Kane is looking stupendous at the moment. There's some fantastic fixtures, as you can see here, for both of these sides over the next few weeks as well, with their projected goals being so high. It is going to be a really difficult call. But then I look at match day 6 for Kylian Mbappe, not the greatest. Match day 8 as well, also pretty limp. So maybe Kylian Mbappe is the one that potentially could make way, and we go with Haaland and Kane as our front two. That is a big gamble, though, given how highly owned Kylian Mbappe is. And I think the sensible play is probably just to keep him, of course, given, like I said, their high projection goal numbers and stuff like that. So I think I'm probably going to stick with it. And the one that would make way probably would be Erling Haaland for Harry Kane this game week, with slightly lower numbers and a difficult game coming up for Manchester City. Obviously, Barcelona, 6, 7, and 8. I really want to try and get Rafinha in the side. I know his minutes have been kind of a little bit all over the shop recently. We've got Yamal in the side, but I really would like to go and try and get Rafinha in here as well and really go for that double kind of, Barca attack as well, with some absolutely tremendous fixtures coming up over the next few weeks, as you can see here. Some absolutely great games as well. Heading back to the Limitless chip, then, if you are on it this week, of course, looking at Barcelona players, I probably would be going for maybe a Barca triple up in terms of attack. Frankfurt have been pretty leaky across the board. Arsenal as well, somebody like a Bukayo Saka definitely enters the fray. I think a Harry Kane, a Michael Olise. Dortmund as well, with great projections for this game week. So a Guirassy could also be a pretty decent shout for the forwards. Juve as well. Yilmaz, definitely one of that I would potentially be looking to, of course, select this game week if I was on the Limitless. Like I said, the big debate for me is going to be around whether or not I take Mbappe out or Haaland out this week to go and get Harry Kane in. And looking at the projection numbers, it is ridiculously close, and I'm still undecided which way I'll probably go on that one all the way up until the deadline. Like I said, if you want to go and check this out for yourself, FPL Shadden does a fantastic model over on his Patreon. He also obviously puts all the data like this out for free as well. So highly recommend you go and check him out as well if you are a serious UCL manager. Now let's head over to my transfer plans for the upcoming game week. Okay, so let's not waste any more time then, and let's discuss the transfer plans that I have got ahead of UCL match day 6 then. So this is option 1, obviously swapping out Erling Haaland for Harry Kane this week. I do just feel like Harry Kane probably has the better fixture, and as well has some pretty tasty fixtures coming up as well. Sporting obviously this week, Union St. Gilloise at home in January could be an absolutely barnstorming game, and then PSV on the final day if it was required for Harry Kane. Obviously I spoke about Kylian Mbappe as well. City, Monaco, Benfica, there doesn't feel like mega points in there. And obviously before the 22-pointer, it was a little bit disappointed, but he has got that potential to, of course, do some serious damage. And with him being 70% owned, he probably isn't going to be the one that will make way. Now, you might be saying to yourself, why don't you take out Julian Alvarez? Well, the reason I want to keep Julian Alvarez and the reason that I bought him in for the Inter fixture was you get PSV, Galatasaray, and Boda Glimt as his next set of fixtures. They are some great games where he could do some absolute magic. There is a workaround, though, where, of course, we could look to go and get ourselves in for a -4, a front three of Kane, Mbappe, Haaland, and have all the big trio. It very easily could be a possibility. The other midfielder that I have replaced here is, of course, going to be Moreno. He came off in the 45th minute in the Premier League, so it is looking likely that he will probably be on the bench, I imagine, and maybe Gokres leads the line potentially. So I'm obviously looking for replacements. And Olympiacos, I think, have actually got some pretty steady games here that they definitely will be looking where they could maybe win them. Kairat in this week, obviously a great fixture. We'll get to see the lineup as well, so I will be able to see which Olympiacos player I want to go for. Leverkusen have been leaky in the tournament. It is a home fixture. And then finally, Ajax, one of the worst sides in the Champions League. So if Olympiacos do have any kind of, plans to progress further than, of course, this stage in the competition, then I think they will be looking at these 3 games as maybe kind of, somewhere where they could potentially look to, of course, pick up some points over the next few, or at least try and give themselves a little bit more in terms of the prize money that you will win as well for winning some games. So I do like both of these moves as well. It means that we have a player in the early kickoff, and I think the rest of the team, doesn't really need any kind of major reconstruction. The other option that I am potentially considering as well is we do keep Erling Haaland, and then we potentially look to go and get Rafinha. And like I said, the fixtures we saw on the model a second ago, how great they look. Frankfurt this week, Slavia Prague, and then Copenhagen on the final day as well. And then the other option would just be looking for a cheap midfielder. So we've selected the Karabakh guy here. Again, pretty nice set of fixtures here if they're looking to, of course, qualify. And have actually been pretty nifty so far in this tournament as well. And Leonardo here has just been ticking along very, very nicely over the past few weeks. 3s, 6s, 7s. His minutes are a little bit dicey. So again, we'll probably have to do a little bit more of a deep scout into Karabakh's side, find out who the set piece takers are and all that good stuff, and potentially have a look at them. I think Caddy might potentially be the one that we also potentially maybe take a look at as well from Karabakh, as they're obviously midfielder as well. So that is kind of where I'm at the moment. Those are the 2 free transfers. I don't think it's necessarily worth taking a -4 this week. I think the moves that I would make for a -4 probably would be very, very sideways. I think I am leaning more towards this option rather than option 2. Let me know which way you would go down in the comment section. If you've got any questions about your team as well, get them in the comments, as we'll try to answer as many as we possibly can. But thank you for watching today, ladies and gentlemen, and good luck in match day 6.